Hey, what's up guys? It's Ahmed again, A to Z Auto Masters. Today we got this 2008 Chevy Tahoe with a 5.3 liter. Originally this car came in with an oil pressure issue. The oil pressure gauge showing very low oil pressure. We made a video, will be posted soon, about how to change the oil pressure switch in those cars. That's the first logical thing to do when you have an oil pressure issue with those cars. Next thing, what we're gonna do today, because the oil pressure sensor did not really solve the problem. So today we're gonna show you what's the next step to do with those cars. Please don't forget, if this video was helpful for you, if you learned anything from my videos, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us some comments about your opinion on those videos. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna start by taking this cover off. It's 15 millimeters. Now we got this front diff is gonna be in the way, and also the rack and pinion probably a little bit in the way. So we're gonna have to deal with these. Okay, socket 24 here. And as you can see, the rack just lowered. And that's size 18. And another 18 up top. Now the whole rack is just loose. Now we take this crossbar off. It's an 18 millimeter also. Okay, so we have the two nuts here, and we got the two bolts here, and let's see if that's gonna give us enough. Again, another 18 millimeter. As you can see, started to lower. Okay guys, those two nuts are 21 millimeter. Gonna put this just a couple of turns back so the front diff won't fall on top of your head. Now we should have enough clearance with the wires so I don't have to unplug this. Nice. Now we can pull this bolt out. And now this last nut again. Okay, so we're trying to see if we have enough play. We have the axle is actually hitting that bolt here, so that's not letting us lower enough. And same thing in here. This axle going back, hitting the bolt from the strut. Here, this side, and here. I'm just gonna back this out a little bit, about an inch or so. Same thing here, and see if I can get better clearance. Otherwise, we might drop the whole thing down. Okay, so that's a 15 millimeter also. As you can see, already dropped. Just pull it down about an inch, that's all. And same thing on this side. And same thing we do in this side. Let's see if we get any more action here. Just like that. And I'm gonna start disconnecting the pan. Of course, the oil is already drained. We drained this. That's the first thing we did. So we're just gonna have to go around and take all these bolts out and drop the pan. Okay, guys. So we got this wiring harness wrapped around here, and to take it out, let me see if I can show you this. To take it out, as you can see, that's the harness. There's a 10mm bolt right there from the side. You're gonna have to take this off. Here you got the bolt out. Now the whole thing just slides to the side and comes completely out. So now we have this harness out of the way. You can leave this sensor plugged in. We're gonna need to take all these 10mm bolts all around, take them all out. And we're gonna have a couple bolts in the back of the pan we're gonna have to take out. With a long extension, a 10mm socket, we're just gonna go around and take all these bolts. Okay guys, so now we're on the back of the engine. That's the oil filter right here. So we got these two 15mm. Now those 10s, longer ones. Okay. Okay guys, so if we take a look in here, that's the oil filter. So you get this plastic piece of plastic tied with that 10mm bolt, and there's another 10 up top you can't access without removing this plastic. You also have this plastic piece on the passenger side under the starter. You have to take this 10mm out. So now we get that plastic cover off. And I'll do the same thing on this side to also take that plastic cover off. That's for this side. We won't take this completely out. Just gonna pry it a little away. Take the bolt out and just move it out of your way. That's all. We have more on this side. Okay, we got this bracket that holds the tranny lines. Okay guys, so that's the only thing we got left right now holding the pan is those tranny lines and this bracket. This bracket is actually tied to the pan and is holding the lines, that's all. Okay, here we go. So the pan is now loose. maybe just take the two brackets, lower the sway bar, and just get it out. Okay guys, so we're just gonna pull the two brackets holding the sway bar. Again, it's a 10mm bolts here. Okay guys, so we got the pan down enough so we can see that oil pickup right there. So we'll have this bracket, and if we look from the front, the tube is right here, and we have to take this bolt. Okay, so we're just gonna stick the ratchet here, and we're basically gonna take all these nuts that's holding the oil pickup tube out. Okay, and on the other side, one 10mm bolt. Now this whole tube can just pull out. Here you go, oil tube, and usually that's our problem right here. And now since this oil tube is out, we can just pull this pan completely down. Now we get the pan out of the way. We're just gonna pull this gasket, and we're gonna switch it, change it, put a new gasket here. Okay, so we got the oil pickup tube right here, and as you can see, the O-ring here, with the heat, they come like plastic and they don't seal right. Okay, so we'll just pop this out. As you can see, just so hard breaks. Now the new one, we'll put the new one in. Okay, and make sure the pan, clean up the pan very good. Here's the pan. The oil pickup tube sits inside here, okay, and there was a lot of debris inside the pan, a lot. So what happened while the car is running, it picks up that debris into the screen here. It pile up and start clogging the screen inside, and you keep losing oil pressure over time when it fills up. And then when you shut off the car, it sits for a while, the debris falls back into the pan, and then the car will run fine for whatever, a couple hours or so, start heating up again, picking up all this, and it clogs it. Plus you have a bad O-ring on this side. It's like trying to sip on a drink with a straw that has a hole in it. So you change that and make sure you clean the pan very well, and we should be good now. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna clean up the surface here where the oil pan gasket will sit. Okay guys, so we're just gonna slide the pan back now. Okay, so the pan just passed through, and now we slide in this oil pan gasket back. And once this oil pan gasket is in, we can just slide the oil pickup tube back and just push this oil pickup tube back in place. Okay guys, so we got the back nut holding it, and now just line this up. Okay, so we got the oil pickup tube back in, the new O-ring. We slide again the pan and the gasket. So now we're just gonna put a drop of silicone in each corner here, where the surface of the timing cover meet the block, and on the back where the rear main seal meet the block. Okay, one bolt here, and we'll try to put one in the back just to hold the whole pan back up. Make sure the gasket is lined up, guys. You can just put the rack. Okay guys, so we're in the car now. The job is done, we're about to start. We might have very low pressure in the first couple seconds because the whole system was drained and we have a new filter. Yep, perfect. Seems like we have a really good pressure. We're gonna leave the truck running for a while, let it get hot, and we check again while it's hot because they tend to lose pressure when they get hot, so we'll find out.